Welcome to another installment of Forsyth County at Work for You. My name is Brian Hart, and I'm the Library Director for the Forsyth County Public Library. And today I am joined by Kim Gressley. Kim, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Kim Gressley. I'm the County Extension Director for North Carolina Cooperative Extension in the Forsyth County Ag Building.
Very nice, very nice. So today we're really excited to learn more about the Cooperative Extension and the work that you all do for the community here in Forsyth County. How, in fact, do you all support the residents of Forsyth County?
In a nutshell, the mission of Cooperative Extension is that we bring research-based information from our university partners and other land-grant universities in the country to the people of Forsyth County. Part of the mission is that we work within agriculture, foods and nutrition, and 4-H youth and family development. Through all of those pieces, we have professionals in the office here in Winston, and they work within all of those areas for the benefit of the people in our county. So our community garden program is vast. There are 87 community gardens that are documented and have the support of people in neighborhoods and church areas and wherever they are. But the community garden coordinator in our office helps to build the support around those gardens, bringing in people, money, resources to be able to support the community gardens. One of the fun things that we got accomplished this year was a graduate student who wanted to help us in a mapping project. So we now have mapped where all of the gardens are. We're working with Map Forsyth at the Government Center. We are hoping, or I'm hoping, that it will someday be a phone app that people can pull up and take a peek to find out where is a community garden that they can participate in, because the community gardens are set up in different ways for different groups. Some of them are set up at schools, some are at libraries, some are at in homes, neighborhoods, backyards, and I myself have a garden at my home, but I'm just feeding my neighbors. I'm not an official community garden, but I'm just somebody who likes to garden and share food.
Sure.
And so a lot of these are feeding families, neighborhood people, kids, and some of them have even reached out, like the garden at our office. We supply produce to a food bank. So it's a great feeling for the master gardeners to be able to gather produce, the fruit that we grow. Later in the year we'll have pawpaws, and we'll be able to donate a lot of that food to the food bank. And I'm not sure they'll take our pawpaws, but we will get that out there somehow, because that's as well good food. It just doesn't hold very long. But we're excited to be able to help feed Forsyth. So some of the small urban farmers that we work with, we are encouraging them to join us. We have just jumped into a program that's shared between North Carolina Cooperative Extension and NCDA. It's called Visit NC Farms. Okay. Everyone can download it on their phone. Nice. And when you want to go somewhere on the weekend, you can look up farm-to-table restaurants, okay, wineries, breweries, you-pick operations. There are opportunities to find who's selling on the side of the road, but I would encourage everyone to look at that app and support our local farmers as they're trying to make a living on sometimes as little as 5 acres or possibly less. And so they're working really hard to feed our community and make sure that especially our children have healthy food. And so it's an exciting program that we've just entered into this year. There are 5 or 6 large farmers still left in Forsyth County.
Okay.
They're farming approximately 5,000 acres, and Commissioner Linville is one of those farmers, and we're grateful to them, and I love driving around the county and seeing the large farms. Most of them are doing tobacco, corn, soybeans,
Okay.
strawberries.
Oh, yes.
When you talk about the urban farmers, they are looking at doing smaller vegetable production. Some of them are growing unique vegetables that they are marketing to restaurants in downtown Winston.
Nice.
And some of them are doing the traditional peppers, lettuce, squash, cucumbers, you know, and I think a lot of us think about what is growing in my backyard. I have sweet potatoes, and I also have blueberries, blackberries, raspberries. So the variety is what's wonderful for small farmers, but sometimes, you know, they may look at it and decide they're going to stop something because something else is bringing in more income.
Okay.
And so they go back and forth, but they're honing in on what is going to be the best for them. And we have livestock producers. There's a wonderful goat dairy here in our county. There's lots of ways to get products from livestock that you may not be thinking about that's a lot healthier and better for us than some other venues of food that we may not think is quite so great.
Can you tell us a little bit about the farm and how long you've owned the farm and what it is you all produce here?
We're a working dairy. There are only 2 left in Forsyth County. We're a complete dairy and creamery. So we actually process our milk and use it here on the farm. I'm 1 generation off the farm. I was taken to the farm every weekend to see Grandma. So we grew up on a farm pretty much, even though we lived in the city. My wife actually lived on a farm, but they were more horses and ponies and that type of thing. So we both had a little bit of farm background to us. She started messing with dairy goats, and she started milking dairy goats. And it got to the point that sometimes we would have 3 different types of ice cream in the refrigerator. Any fresh fruit that we had turned into ice cream. And then when we couldn't make enough ice cream to use up the milk, we started making cheese. We've won several years in a row at the state fair, 1st and 2nd place prizes.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add about the North Carolina Cooperative Extension and the ways in which they support farms like yourself and others?
We've worked with Cooperative Extension since we got started. And so we were having a problem with one of our creeks. The pipes had washed out and the animals were actually drinking from the creek. And so they came out and helped us develop a plan to enclose the creek, to get water over to the pasture so the animals were now drinking out of a trough instead of going down the creek banks to erode the creek banks. And so we were actually at one time an Environmental Farm Family of the Year. Anytime we've got a real problem, we can always get in touch with somebody over at the Ag office, and they've always been cooperative. It's nice to have them there. We recommend them if somebody calls us and they're looking for a particular animal, and because we're now tied to the farm so tightly, we don't get out like we used to. Before, we used to go to sales, and we used to actually visit with more of our other farmers, but now we're basically tied to the farm most days. And so we can recommend the Ag office as a source to find, you know, if somebody needs brush goats. I don't know anybody that has brush goats, but they do know people that have goats. They know the other people in the county that have sheep. So it's a good resource to be able to send them that way. And they have seminars and that type of thing over there that we attend, and different programs. They just do a good job. We actually went to NC State 2 years ago and went to the cattle production, went over to the dairy production, went over to NC State itself and did some things. We've been to the Arboretum down there, and it was all run through Extension.
So we have a lot going on. There's a growing number of small urban farmers that are coming along. We're supporting them, we're holding courses for them and classes, and we also have the agents available to go and do diagnostics for diseases and other pests and things that might be infringing on what's really growing out there and in a healthy way.